Hey Dave. Yeah, I'm no stranger to sarcasm. I can definitely see how when it's equipped and used in opportune moments, it can make people feel unseen, unheard, and unappreciated. When people are in on it and used to communicating that way, it's golden for inside joke conversational banter. A story that comes to mind regarding stereotypes, in which I still remember from high school, was when I talked to my friends about the French exchange students that came, and I remember hearing the response of Americans are big, fat, lazy, and we carry guns around. Which, I mean, pokes the bear in some specific ways, right? To be human is to err and to embrace and fall into pitfalls of thinking. So the stereotype pitfalls for Americans via Wikipedia are listed as follows. Overgenerous, workaholic, gun-crazed, overconsumption, racist, environmentally ignorant, arrogant, unwoke people. These themes definitely go way beyond the language theme of sarcasm, so I'm going to stick with that, and I looked at some articles to hear my thoughts on this. I think the equivalent stereotype is regarding niceness and being a fake niceness to a fault. Americans seem less comfortable with enduring the repercussions of the freedom of saying and actually meaning things that are said. It's like maybe Brits leave sincerity for the most opportune moments and Americans just celebrate everything. We say have a nice day whether or not we mean it. Perhaps it's because of the whole idea of the American dream over here. We are working against the challenges of irony because that isn't our pool. You are all facing the challenges of when to be sincere because please happens a lot over there. Maybe the irony is a consequence of too much politeness. We don't really socially equip irony as much and do self-deprecation conversation talk a lot. Perhaps sarcasm maybe we see as more mean than it should be and it's less over where you are. Came across a lot of differences between Michael Scott and David Brent from the versions of The Office. Michael's a bit nicer with a little more optimistic than truth in your face outlook on life. David seems more miserable and sarcastic, but I think that's what unifies people. It's really what the US and the UK see as what's mean. America sort of rewards more initially. And over there the default seems to be like a realistic expected doom and gloom. Recently I've had the really good stuck thought on that, how you could be rivals with people but not be enemies of them. Maybe Brits are more willing to face life's crap initially together and have camaraderie over that shared miserableness. You mean what you say and you kind of leave it at that for what's next, but you're not very honest and straightforward about it. Perhaps the main misuse of sarcasm in general is that it's wielded to sort of fuel and divide people instead of unifying people well. Maybe because it's more the norm, it better connects and unifies people over where you are. And maybe sincerity in the UK isn't used as highly as witty, sarcastic banter convo as a sense of deep connectedness to people around you. As usual, all conjecture on my part, right? But in my family, sarcasm is used quite a bit. Probably not as much as I learned about sarcasm from you, Dave. I learned how to better wield sarcasm from you, and you learn on sincerity from me. I'm thankful for that. Not taking life too seriously matters to me, and that's what sarcasm is all about. Emotions in our lizard brains can be pretty irrational. Maybe it's easier to fall or step into seriousness from the path of sincerity rather than from sarcasm. Ironic distance can be good, it's just not my go-to default. So when I say have a great Dave, just remember, I mean it. See you Thursday.